The world in the early 1900s was a complex place. Europe was a tapestry of empires and alliances, all jostling for power and influence. Nationalism, a powerful force, surged through many nations, fueling a desire for independence and dominance. Competition for colonies and economic control added fuel to the fire. When Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary was assassinated in Sarajevo in 1914, it was the spark that ignited the tinderbox of Europe. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia for the assassination and declared war. A complex web of alliances, painstakingly crafted in the preceding decades, then came into play. Germany, allied with Austria-Hungary, declared war on Russia and France, who were allied with Serbia. Great Britain, hesitant at first, joined the fray when Germany invaded Belgium, a neutral country. The world was at war. The First World War was a global conflict unlike any before it. Millions of soldiers faced each other across vast battlefields. New technologies of war, including machine guns, tanks, and airplanes, brought unprecedented levels of carnage. The Western Front, stretching across France and Belgium, became a nightmarish landscape of trenches, mud, and death. Battles like the Somme and Verdun became synonymous with the horrors of industrialized warfare. On the Eastern Front, the war was equally brutal. Germany and Austria-Hungary fought against Russia, with millions of soldiers clashing across vast distances. The Ottoman Empire, allied with Germany, opened up new fronts in the Middle East, fighting against British and French forces. The war raged on for years, with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. As the war dragged on, new alliances emerged and old ones crumbled. The United States, initially neutral, entered the war in 1917 on the side of the Allies. The entry of the United States, with its fresh troops and industrial might, would prove decisive. On the other side, Russia, racked by revolution and civil war, signed a peace treaty with Germany in 1917, withdrawing from the conflict. Despite the shifting alliances, the war continued its brutal course. Millions more soldiers and civilians perished from combat, disease, and starvation. The world watched in horror as the conflict dragged on, seemingly without end. The cost in human life and suffering was almost unimaginable. Finally, after more than 4 long years, the war came to an end in 1918. Germany, exhausted and facing defeat, signed an armistice with the Allies. The guns fell silent, and the world began to take stock of the devastation. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, officially ended the war but sowed the seeds for future conflict. The war had a profound impact on the world. Empires crumbled and new nations emerged. The political and social landscape of Europe, and indeed the world, was forever altered. The war also left an enduring legacy of loss, trauma, and disillusionment. The Great War, as it came to be known, was a tragedy of unprecedented scale, a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict.